from Sand Creek. Derek Hewitt in with us. And, Derek, good to have you in talking a little Sand Creek football.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. Appreciate it.
So we're going to have you week one against a Manchester team that been a while since you probably played Manchester.
Yeah, it's probably the playoffs, and I don't know, the early 2000s. We had quite the game up there. But, Josh Lindemann, who was obviously at Addison, got a hold of me. He said, hey, two great programs, have a good fan base. We're looking for an opener. We're similar size. And I said, sure, let's do it.
So you're doing a home and home with them?
Home and home, yes. Absolutely.
It's always nice to get a home and home where you get them home first, just in case that contract something happens. You always get the first one in.
Absolutely.
You're a bad man.
So, things happen.
I know enough ADs and coaches that always tell me that if you do a home and home, try to get the home first because you never know what's going to happen. But again, coming off a 1-8 year.
Yep.
But hey, we were there that last game you won it, so we got. The momentum, cave momentum on your side to go into week one.
That best fireworks show I ever saw, man.
Yeah, absolutely. We lost 5 seniors, but really great, solid kids. But, we're excited for this year.
Well, you had a lot of young guys last year
Absolutely.
that took their
Absolutely.
lumps, but came out, again, it was a good win to get at the end. But they got a lot of good experience.
No question. And their work in the offseason was spectacular. And, we're bigger, faster, and stronger. Second year of our offensive scheme. The kids have a better understanding. And so, really looking forward to it.
Well, again, you got some guys that, Merdico, what he did last year as a freshman is a guy that's really going to be coming in. Sutherland, another
Jackson Sutherland, our quarterback, just, level, steady Eddie kind of kid, kind of the mentality you want for a quarterback. Right. And so, had forced start as a sophomore and definitely took his lumps.
Yes.
But bounced back and looking for big things from him. And then, you mentioned AJ, but then we have Noah Walters, another sophomore, and then Grady Thompson, who's a senior. So we got kind of a 3-headed monster in the backfield, that we're real excited about. And returning 4 or 5 guys up front. And as anybody will tell you, that's where you're going to win the ball game.
Yeah, that's right.
Is in the interior. So.
Well, a brand new conference this year, so that'll be interesting. You got, the traditionals that you've had before with Summerfield, Mason, and then bringing in Whiteford again. That's always fun.
Yeah, They just reload.
They do.
So,
but then you got some new ones. I mean, Pioneer, North Central, West Unity, Eden, and Montpelier all Ohio squads. So I think it's kind of nice because it gives those guys that are, top of the border for Ohio that are kind of in no man's land size-wise, and all you guys at the bottom of Michigan that kind of are in that no man's land. It allows everybody to kind of be able to play some games.
Yeah, absolutely. We're looking forward to it. And I told you guys earlier, one of the big reasons was just the travel time. And now most games are within an hour, and which makes it nice for our fans. And especially at the JV level, they'll play Monday nights, so that's going to be nice too, as well. We'll have kids Friday night. We'll know exactly how many quarters they play, and then some of those guys can play JV as well.
So you'll play JV on Mondays then?
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah. The first 2 weeks we play the Wednesday, but after that, once we get into the league, they're Monday nights.
So how does that work? So if they're playing Friday, Monday, then.
Yep.
But so if they play Monday, if they play a quarter, then they've got 4 that they can, or 2.
The week runs from like Wednesday to Tuesday.
Okay.
So Tuesday that resets, and they're back to their 5 quarters for the next week.
Nice.
So
so you can put them out on a Friday night and do what you need to do, and they can figure out from there what they have left for Monday.
Correct.
And to me, that the fifth quarter rule has been one of the best things going.
It's helped small schools tremendously.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just the way it is, and everybody's numbers seem to be down. Well, it's also due to enrollment.
Right.
And no, we had 42 come out, and real excited. Always want more. I'm greedy, but I'll take these 42 dudes. They are dudes. They're working their tails off, and I'm excited for both levels this year.
Well, and you talked a little before we talked adding to your staff. You got a Hall of Famer basically adding to the staff. That's not bad.
Yeah, I mean, Mark Carlton's back running our defense, and Sid Disbro is my varsity assistant who's also back. We got 2 young guys at the JV level, Crew Oberheim and Scott Schrader, who are in the building. It's great to have those guys there. And then, we were lucky enough to get Rick Bailey to come over and volunteer, and he's been a great asset. Just to bounce ideas around him, different things to do in practice, drills and such. So,
well, that's we're just talking with Dolson how working so much, with Al, just being able to learn things every day, and that's same thing with a guy like Bailey. Just being able to talk to them, that's what you've done or how you do that.
Absolutely.
So
As a coach, if you ever think you know it all, you're in a bad spot.
Yes,
I'm always looking, how can we improve? What can we do better and be more efficient? So.
And how many times you guys bang head in the playoffs with reading there?
Absolutely. Yeah, he reminds me that often. So.
Yeah, he had a few games.
Yeah.
Well, and then he gets to coach at a field that has a long enough end zone and not going up a hill.
That is true. That is true. Yes, we don't have the alley-oop pass in the back at the end zone like he did. So
reading, but again, expecting some big things out of those younger guys. I mean, after what they went through last year and the lumps that they took and how they were able to kind of get beat up a little bit, but coming out the other side of it.
Yeah.
Are they fired up this summer and coming into camp this week?
Absolutely, and we're fired up for them as well. Our goal is to make the playoffs, and we think we stay healthy and continue to improve throughout the season. That's a very viable goal, and but my big thing is we're focused on Manchester.
Yes.
1 week at a time. We can't get ahead of ourselves, but those guys taking those lumps. Yeah, it was rough. But in the end, they know what it takes now. Yeah. And, and we got 11 seniors out, which is awesome as well.
Good.
So nice mix of old and young.
Because that's always the thing about, playing those young guys and getting them through the season is, they grow, but at the same time, you want them to not get beat up too much where they're not liking it, not wanting to come out. See, there's that fine line between – learning, getting the experience, and then not liking it. Right.
And, I've told people this all the time. It was 1-8. I hate going 1-8. Yeah. That's not my mentality, but it was one of the funnest years I've had coaching. Just a great group of young men, and so excited to have so many of them coming back this year. And to watch the improvement they've made in the weight room.
Have you going to make any adjustments now that they've gone through the year, too? Maybe expanding the role of what the offense does, giving them a little bit?
Yeah, we might have a couple wrinkles here and there. And, defensively, I think we're going to be more of a 4-man front, 4-3, 4-4 look. But you try to fit your personnel, right? And,
and that's always – it's sometimes that's tough, because you have your game plan, and then you've got new kids every year, or if somebody goes down, you got to how do I adjust on the fly on that?
Right. But we have capable. At least we have some depth this year, and that's huge. We have capable kids. I said we got 4 or 5 of our offensive linemen coming back, but I really feel we can go 6, 7 deep there. And that's nice as well. We got some flexibility. We can, if a kid gets bummed or a little dinged up, we can pull them and put somebody in there, and they can plug and play just as well as anybody else.
Coach, who do you scrimmage?
We scrimmage at home, Addison and Onstead.
Oh, that's a great combo.
Yeah. It works out really nice. So.
Yeah, because you got, you were 1-8, and those teams are down too, so it kind of gives everybody a chance to really get a good look and not be overmatched.
Well, and
sometimes
I think
you go to those games though where it's like, oh my God, we're playing a Whiteford or we're playing a Clinton, and it's like we can't do what we need to do. Seems like with Onstead and Addison and you guys, you'll be able to match up to say, okay, now we can really learn.
I guess what I like about it is, usually you have 4, but I think with all 3 of our schools and our numbers, it makes sense to just have the 2, scrimmaging the 2 other teams versus having that 3rd scrimmage.
Right,
So what are we going to gain out of a 3rd scrimmage? Okay, a few more looks, a few more plays, but in the long run, you know, I want us to be healthy and ready to go week 1
Right.
versus Manchester.
Yeah, and you know, and again, they're a little different with Lindemann coming in there and doing some of the things he's done, and you know, the numbers are pretty good at Manchester for them, and you know, once he got in there, that they were going to be a capable program.
Oh, no question. I mean, you know, people are like, why'd you schedule them? I'm like, because we need to.
Yeah.
You know, we need to step up our game and play people that are physical and, that play the game the right way.
Right.
I love the way his kids play.
And that's key. I mean, you know, again, last year being over in the Big 8, there was a bunch of guys that you probably didn't know as much about, coaches, and now you're a little bit back to, again, you know, the Summerfield to Erie and then with Lindemann.
Right.
Guys, you know what they're about and how their programs are run.
Sure.
And it does make it a better games in the long run.
Yeah. So, no, I'm excited.
Well, good. Well, again, it's an exciting year. Again, we got you week 1 with Manchester, so we're looking forward to that.
Looking forward to seeing you guys out there, and hopefully it won't be so long, Fred. You're past your bedtime like last year.
Oh, my gosh.
Man, that was the longest game I've ever seen.
That was
well, when you throw it 50 times a game and you don't.
It wasn't you guys.
I know. Yeah, I know.
well, and then the
they were a
injuries,
strange group. They had some talent too.
But the officiating that night was just – there was a lot to be desired on how that whole game went was I don't want to have too many more of those in my career calling games, that's for sure.
Well, knowing Josh and I, it'll be a little quicker because the ball will stay on the ground quite a bit.
Well,
so
make sure you give my best to Coach Carlton, one of the great men in this county.
Sure will. Sure will.
Because he's from Clinton.
Yeah,
that's the thing about it. You know, he's a good Clinton guy, so we have to stick together on that stuff. So, well, again, Derek, we appreciate your time, and good luck to the Aggies.
All right, thanks, guys, and thanks for your coverage. Really appreciate it.
All right.